Delegates to the Canberra conference included representatives from France and Belgium who have in place strict mechanisms for dealing with cults or sects. Cults are generally regarded as small groups of people having unorthodox religious beliefs or practices and often having control over members which outsiders view as excessive. Members of sects have views typically regarded as heretical by a larger religious group to which they still theoretically belong. Independent Senator Nick Xenophon says the French government has a history of taking a strict line on monitoring what it considers negative cult-like movements, with 1 in 5 French, or 12 million people, negatively affected in some way by a cult. Senator Xenophon says a French government agency called the MIVILUDES tracks and counters groups it considers as being sects and says Australia should follow its example.
It has been very effective in giving protection to people in France that have been fallen victim to cults, and it is an important organisation that has done tremendously good work. The law in France is also different, so that if a person is subject to mental manipulation, to mental harm, if they are vulnerable, if they suffer loss as a result of that, then there are protections under French law. I think Australia can learn much from the French in the way to protect people from cults and cult-like behaviour.
Fenech from MIVILUDES says he wants to see greater international cooperation in dealing with sectarian abuses. Mr. Fenech, through an interpreter, says increasing global economic and environmental uncertainty is fueling the cults that prey on the weak.
Yes, the cult is definitely taking full advantage of the system, the situation at the moment, not only the problem you referred to, but all the other pandemic situations that are in force at the moment in the world. And we think greater cooperation is needed. We're doing what we can in France, but we think this cooperation needs to be extended worldwide and should include Australia.
Mr. Fenech says all religions have the potential to foster cults. For example, he says his organisation has examined subcults within the Catholic Church. He says the federal government could follow the lead of France and Belgium in establishing an organisation to monitor cults, many hundreds of which are reportedly operating within Australia.
In France, I should add, we have a law which protects people from brainwashing and all these types of psychological abuse that we've heard about. And this is a very important fight, and we would see the usefulness in Australia of having such an organisation as MIVILUDES.
South Australian Director of Public Prosecutions, Stephen Polaris, says he's taking an active interest in the issue as he believes it's time to act to protect the weak. Mr. Polaris believes Australia should look at laws similar to those of France.
I'm delighted that we have our French colleagues here. Whatever we can learn from them as to methodology and approaches will be a great benefit to not only my state in South Australia, but I think Australia-wide. It may be that we've been a bit asleep at the wheel a little bit with the problem of sects and cults, but the message now has to be that we've woken up. And I think that this is a problem that now we should confront directly, and with international cooperation I'm confident that we'll come to a good outcome.